Hello, everyone, and welcome to Healing Space with Gently Healing. I am Jen Tilley, and I am super excited to be with all of you guys today. Hello, Zach, and whoever else is in here. Hey, everyone, for being here today. Yes, I concur with you, Zach. If you are, oh, yeah, and that too. Yes, Zach, that would be really awesome if you would like and subscribe. And become a member of our family of this awesome community that we are building together and having a safe space that we can all come together. So I want to thank Robert Howley for that beautiful music that was put together with a meditation that we did on a previous broadcast. Robert took the music that I had played with and the words I had put into the meditation, and he compiled all that beautiful music and just expanded it. And I'm very grateful for it. I just think it is just so awesome and so poignant for what we are doing here, loving ourselves and encouraging each other to do the same. And I want to say hello to Willow. Nice to see you here. And Jasmine and Sammy. Yes, it's so nice to see all of you guys. I'm so grateful that you're here pretty much on a daily basis, if not in physical form. You're definitely always here within the spirit, and you're always felt. And I am very grateful for each and every one of you. And Robert, yes, and high vibes, still on the road, but still tuned in, sending high vibes. Awesome. Will you drive safely on the road or travel safely, whoever's driving? Yeah, man, I don't know how all you guys are doing today, but I've definitely been having a lot of things that I've been thinking about and what I am encouraging myself to build for this month, it being the new moon, solar eclipse, the summer solstice, and so many aspects, 6 planets in retrograde, 6 fixed stars in retrograde. There is so much happening, so many different portals that are being opened and allowing us to move into the newest and greatest versions of ourselves if we so choose. And so today, what I was just thinking about, and I was wondering if any of you out there had actually taken time to write out your intentions for this month, and kind of where you are at with that process, or if you've just been sitting and thinking about it and the things that you would like to be able to create for your future, what you're asking for to come in abundance. Right now, it is such a fertile time and a fertile ground, and as there is no moon in the sky, it is now building with us every single moment from here forward. And this is bringing in both the balance of the sun and the moon. And it is very powerful. And it being, the summer solstice and really that part of the sun, and igniting that light that we all have and that fire and drive for the better. And we get to do that here in this space. And so I'm going to see, Sammy, you said something here. I sneaked off for a stealth camping trip last night and welcomed in the sun this morning. Oh, that is so wonderful. I love to hear that, Sammy. And what a neat adventure for you, I think. How rad is that? There's something about connecting with nature, man. I was talking to Joe about that today. Many of you know my story that I went and I sold everything I owned and pretty much went out on the road and lived outside for a lot of that time. And there was just something so powerful and healing and connecting about nature in this space and in this time. And so, and Jasmine, with your gardening, like you shared that with us, and just getting your hands in the dirt. There's just something very healing about that aspect, and connection is very huge on a deeper spiritual level, if you will, because though every plant has consciousness and the critters around has consciousness, it's not the same as conversation, if you will, to humans. I mean, maybe it is. Like, I definitely feel quite connected with animals sometimes at a higher level than I do humans, but it gives such different perspectives out there. And so it's so rad, Sammy. I'm so glad you did that for yourself. I'd be interested to hear, did you do that venture with just you, or did you go with your with Gary? scary and or friends. I mean, I know like last night I got to hang out with Kala and Joey and Lucinda and Zach for a bit, and just talking about, this next stage of what we're all creating together, and really honoring the time. And it was interesting because even with Zach's birthday being very powerful, it was just like every day, like the Mayan calendar saying this, point was the end, actually the end of the world, if you will. And so there's a lot happening. And Jasmine says, haven't written down, but I meditate and I write it out in my mind before bed, and I have been doing my best to reflect and bring that into my space. Awesome. Awesome. I think it's just like whether, like I was saying, you're doing the ritual of actually writing it down, or whether just sitting within that space. But there's this period where we're at right now where we can write down or meditate upon our dreams. But in order for our dreams to actually come into fruition, we must do the work. We ask the universe, we say, here it is. Here's what I want. I want this happy life filled with laughter, filled with whatever it is that you put in that space. And what is it to actually go and get that? And so today I thought how awesome that would be if we were to all come together. And I hear about the meditation, like actually coming into a meditative space with one another where we are creating our dream futures. I was thinking very much about that meditation that was life-changing for me, which was the one where it ended up bringing in a bunch of weight loss, 70-pound weight loss for me. And it was, just learning to meet myself at that space where I recognized that I was just riddled in anxiety. And out in the world, if you really look externally, there is things that you could buy into and be fearful of, but there is nothing to be fearful of when you build that confidence in yourself, that confidence to be able to navigate whatever that situation is. So the meditation, and I've shared this, that I did was really recognizing that I wasn't able to like for years had not looked at myself really in the mirror, and any of the times I had was just like the time I just like beat myself up, just cruelty. And I needed that to change. I needed that to change if I was ever going to calm myself. And so I hadn't necessarily gone about that meditation to lose weight. It's just what ended up the turn of events that happened. And granted, in that meditation, I turned on my metabolism by giving my metabolism permission to turn on. But it was just what I noetically felt and intuitively felt to do during that space. So within that space, it really was coming and sitting down with myself, seeing what I truly wanted, if I could ever fully being okay with where I was at now. And I think, and then putting myself where I found the space, and it was 10 years in advance. If we're talking specifically about weight loss, if I hadn't put any more weight on for the next 10 years, I would be absolutely okay. I was already there now. And then backtracking myself to now, and then putting myself where I actually did want kind of to be, which when I say kind of to be, was that my first image would be very much my body shape that I am now. But I first orchestrated the like worldly image of this size boobs and this size butt, and yada yada. But I really had this space where I was just meeting me, man. And I understood that my body was actually working for me and not against me, that all the things that were going on within that space was like the fat cells, for example, was just the matter that I had created, that I had not wanted to let go of. And so my body was just doing me a favor. Instead of me being insane with the thoughts, it just stored it for me. And it needed to physically store it in some way, because if we stuff our issues, they literally go into our tissues. It's an energy that needs to have a certain semblance of space. So I was thinking, and especially with this new moon, and especially with this time, how much we could actually create of our dream futures within this space, meeting ourselves now, loving ourselves now within this space, and where we actually would like to be, truly, aside from the world views, aside from our parents' views, aside from anybody, but truly ourselves. And just doing it like that. So, this is why I asked, what is it that you want to build? What are your intentions? What is your dream future? And what does it look like? And I, so oftentimes people will say financially, or these external factors, but I mean you. How do you want to feel? What would that feel like within that space? How would you perceive yourself within that space? And start really taking the time to paint that picture, because you are already that now. And how powerful would that be, where without the help of the moon, but with the help of you, that moon is already inside of you, though you can't see it in the sky. That is you. And allowing your own tides within your own vessel to start flowing. You are the governor of that aspect. So I'm going to read a couple comments here and see. I would love to hear what you think about this meditation. If there's anything you'd like to add to it within this space, because we're building together. So I thought that would be really rad. I have 5 baby zucchinis coming in. It's exciting, and cleaned up my herb garden, found more caterpillars, but was able to repel them with homemade bug repellent soap. They left. Hopefully they can. They left. Hopefully they can grow. Yes, I have to drink some water. Hold on. That is so awesome, Jasmine. I love that you have 5 baby zucchinis coming in. I don't really know what the medicine of zucchinis are, so it would be interesting to kind of maybe Google that. Yeah, like a how would you even ask that? Zucchini, medicine, zucchini. Yes, I'm struggling typing. Medicine. What does it say? 12 health and nutrition benefits of zucchini. Yeah, it didn't come quick. But it would be interesting to do a little bit of research to that, because I imagine zucchinis must have a lot of really great medicinal purposes. But 5 of them, 5 is such a magical number, 5 being the 5 spiral. And it's funny because we just did that spiral work yesterday in the meditation. And 5, if you think about the pentagram, being the 5-pointed star. And so it's just such a magical number. Of course, the babies are coming to you. I love it as you're growing. And then the caterpillars, again, I was listening to that part of Frank and Paula's show, and it wasn't the one well, I did listen to the one yesterday, but the one they did previously, where they had talked about the ants that had been in their house and what they had discovered. And there are different like repellents, natural repellents that you can use. But it was really what Frank had said, where he had actually sat down and like communed with the ant and just kind of saying, well, this is my space and this is what I'm doing. And actually sitting in meditation. What is the message? What is the medicine? And I'll tell you, when I link to what is this medicine that this animal is bringing, like the black widows that were coming underneath the trailer, where it was like, why are you here and what is happening? And once that medicine happened, not seeing another black widow, it just is how it goes. And so there definitely is something there that is being said, or it could just be that you have caterpillars as you are learning to manage a garden for the first time, or there's so many different avenues. But actually sitting in the beautiful meditation space with your garden, what is the need of the caterpillars? What is the message? And I mean, the caterpillar message, you're in that beginning stage of the metamorphosis of yourself. And so there's a lot going on there. So I love that you have 5 baby zucchinis coming in, and that you tried some homemade bug repellent. I do that too, like I was sharing with like the flies. And I did find that flies do not like lavender or peppermint, but the peppermint aggravates my dog, and so I definitely found that lavender seems so far to be a good way. But really communing and understanding what that medicine really, what they're trying to tell us, because they're here answering questions, not gaining it back. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I missed something right here. Oh, oh, weird. Oh, that was weird. Why did it do that? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Boop, boop. Okay. I don't know why I did that. That was weird. I haven't been focused on the weight loss, just on how I feel every day, just analyzing my feelings, thoughts, and it's actually been helping me. I have been slowly getting it down and not gaining it back. That's what you were saying there. Yeah, like that is awesome. You know, like what I was saying, it wasn't so much about going after the weight loss. It was like learning to love myself in that space and just allowing, like, yeah, it is like you were saying, not so much putting the focus to it. I didn't. After that point, I was not sitting there going, oh, I need to focus on this. I just knew that I needed to eat in order to nourish myself. And there was these other kind acts that kind of came into play when it came to the weight that I was carrying, and learning to just love myself in that space. And honestly, like our vessels, we chose this. We chose our size, we chose where we're at. And I think that we also had a hand in the designing of our physical forms before we came here. So if it's going back to what that original design was, you know, we really have to do that internal work of loving ourselves. And I do believe that that weight will come off. So rad. I mean, and it's just really cool to see that that's happening. That's happening in your life. It happened in my life. I'm giving my metabolism permission. Like it knew what it needed to do, even though I didn't know the details of it. And it just literally put me into ketosis. It was really, really awesome, taking your power back. And Sammy, that's awesome. You went with Gary. We just went to a quiet place in the countryside. That sounds really beautiful. Oh man, I love that you did that, Sammy. That is really, really awesome. You know, when you have like a partner to be able to go and enjoy that space and just bring in that quiet time and reflection. So how awesome, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I love that so much. Zach says zucchini is not an animal. Just double checked with a smart person. Okay, Zach. Okay, I'm not saying that it was animal medicine. I was saying that every plant also has consciousness. And what is the consciousness of the zucchini? Zucchini. You said here, you guys are silly. I love you. I love you so much. That is so rad. Spiritual meaning of zucchini. I mean, there is medicine in each plant. There is something there. Like I said, even when I went down the road of trying to figure out how to cure the Lyme disease that Red Dog had, and I found that it was rhododendron. If there was something in nature that could kill you, there was something in nature that could cure you. And sure enough. And so I wonder, you know, with zucchini, and all of us, not all of us consume zucchinis, but it's a very common vegetable that we all have. So what is it? What is the consciousness of zucchini? Even meditating on your zucchinis and each thing that's coming in, what do they have to teach us? I love it. A highly nutritional fruit that no one likes the taste of. Oh, is zucchini a fruit? I wonder, is it? I don't know. I would like to know if zucchini is actually a fruit, because like tomato is a fruit. LOL, zucchini. Totally zucchini. I just got that actually. He is quite the zucchini. Man, my life really is like a zucchini. It totally is. My life with him is like a zucchini. Falls down rabbit hole. Ha, totally, totally. You guys are so silly today. I love it. There's actually a cartoon movie called My Life as a Zucchini. It's kind of sad, but has a good ending. Ah, another cartoon about my life. It is so funny, actually, with Zach. Literally, people will come. There's Rick and Morty, and then there's the Midnight Gospel, I guess, is another like cartoon that's out there. I don't know, because I've watched a few episodes of Rick and Morty, but I'm not a big TV or movie watcher. But every time people watch those, will come running and be like, "Oh my gosh, Zach, they're talking about you." And there's definitely a connection. So now we have another one that's a zucchini, a zucchini. I like it. That is very, very cool. Thank you for sharing that, Jasmine. And that is funny. Okay, what do you have to say? A little boy who loses his mom gets put in an orphanage and gets mistreated, and he helps the kids and himself escape and get justice on those who were abusing them. He gets adopted in the end. Ah, cool, cool. I hear what you're saying. Um, I find it fascinating. Like, I think there's this certain semblance of, um, I think how do well, authentically. Um, I think that the way we view our parents, like I don't think we needed them to the same kind of degree. And so, watching like these movies of children that don't have parents, if you will, and how he ends up building that strength and being able to escape that and escape the injustices and really healing himself and then actually creating the ability somehow to be adopted in the end. I mean, it's a very fascinating story, and I think there's a bit of truth to all the things. But yeah, I like I think one reason why I don't watch a whole lot of television and movies is because I want to create a whole new reality, one that doesn't have those negative sides to it. Not that I mean, in this reality we have the duality and the balancing, but seeing how we can parent different, see how we can teach different. There's a lot more within that space, and we're just discovering it now as long as we keep on digging. And yeah, so that's an interesting story about the zucchini, but it's a very common one, and I think it's a message that we can all learn, where we learn how to escape our own injustices of what might have bestowed upon our lives. In England, we don't call them zucchini. We call them courgettes. Oh, shoot. Courgettes? Courgettes? I don't even know how to do really an English accent, so even trying to hear it in my head. Courgettes? That is so interesting. Yeah, Jasmine says the same thing. Why is it that it would be, well, I guess, I mean, but like it's the English language. Why did it get changed to zucchini? I find that very strange, actually. At what point? Like in America, we were here in America, we were like, we call those zucchini. But like, they're really courgettes. I guess that's how you core and get courgettes. Oh, shoot. That's how I'm just going to say it for now. His nickname was Zucchini, LOL. That's cool. Corg is French for gourd. Oh, thank you, Zach. Thank you. Ete is a French diminutive, so basically it's like a gourd. Oh, interesting. Thank you, Zach, for bringing this in. Not sure I call some of the zucchinis I've grown little but gourds for sure. Oh yeah, zucchinis really do grow to be very, very big. I wonder how big yours are going to grow, Jasmine. Oh man. Yeah, that will be very interesting. That will be interesting. And then how they will taste. I will love to hear about that. I can relate to that. I watch less TV now than I used to, and I try to choose more comical and educational shows, movies. Can't really watch sad horror action. Yeah, there's been periods of time in my life that I have watched television or movies, but I really like for movies especially. I had this thing where I'd always call movie narcolepsy, and within the first few minutes, I would just always fall asleep, just wouldn't be able to stay awake. And then with television, I've watched some shows, but for the most part in my life now, I just don't have the space and time for it. And I also like what I like to talk to is that, I mean, the television was created as the hypno box. So, I mean, literally for hypnotism in the 1950s, and now we all have them in our households. This is then if you look into like certain CIA documents and things, there was been supposedly a silent war going on since the 1950s, and this was all kind of like part of it and put into the documents. And so, and then the power of creation, and if like we put a perspective to something, what are we actually creating and create like being told what to create, like this thing could potentially exist, and if you have that belief, that power of that entity is created, if you will. So I really I think about things that are really pretty pretty big magnitude when it comes to what I choose to watch and not watch. And when it comes to horror and the like action movies, definitely I feel a little like I don't really gravitate to that the same. I remember one time I watched a horror flick, The Hostel. And I could not speak about it for like 2 weeks after that. I couldn't speak for like 15 minutes after that. It was like one of those first kind of dates, and they think they're being all cute and we're going to watch a horror movie. But like literally, I had been quite like traumatized from it. So yeah, I mean, it is very interesting. When I went to the jungles, before we went, they had asked that we did not watch anything that would be like that, because when you're working with any kinds of plant medicines and psychedelics, it really can affect that psychedelic space. So it really like shine lights, and I just kind of view it different. And I say, if you are watching television and movies, make sure you're just constantly keeping yourself awake. Start looking for all the symbolism that is inside of there. It's very, very fascinating. So many of the stories are about you, and so that's why we relate a lot. So there's a lot of hidden things inside of there that can be very fun to keep you awake. It is strange different. Oh, it is a strange difference. I think you're talking about the zucchinis and the names. It is a strange difference. Zucca is Italian for gourd. Inni is a diminutive Latin term. Oh, I love etymology, and I love that you're breaking this down. So another is a term. So another way to say little gourd, even though it's not little, it can be. Yeah, right now in Jasmine's garden, it is. Italian little gourd versus French little gourd. Oh, very fascinating. So why did us Americans change it? Why did we end up calling it zucchini? What is the root of that, Zach? That's what I want to know. Why? It is very fascinating. In Spanish, it's calabaza. Calabaza. But you don't say Z's, do you? Calabaha? Calabaha? But that also means squash. Oh, interesting. Oh, look at all these different terminologies. So where does the word? Oh, see, Sammy, you beat me to it right there. Sorry, just noticed you said above Zach. Oh, wait, he did? Oh, Zuka. Oh, duh, he did. You're totally right. I did. And I just, I did the same thing, Sammy, but in a very public forum. Oh, interesting. So you kind of have the Italian and the any in the Latin term, and you guys went more off of the French. I wonder why. I wonder why we went Spanish or went Latin and you or Italian, and you guys went more French. Very interesting. Yes, so the little gourd. Yes, thank you, Zach. Thank you for answering that. When I lived with my grandparents, we only had one TV in the house, and I never had one in my room. My husband had like 4 TVs when we moved in together. Recently started covering all the TVs. Oh, that is very interesting. Yeah, I try and keep the electronics. Like I don't have my phone in the room when I sleep. I do turn on music with a laptop, but I put it in my closet and slightly have the doors open to hear it. So definitely watching out for the kind of what is being emitted from our electronic devices. I try and keep very, very minimal within my sleep space, especially. I do not have a television. We have 2 monitors. I guess if we wanted to watch TV, we I guess could do it on these. But yeah, that is fascinating. I definitely have been in households, lived in households like with my ex, that we had lots of different televisions and in the room, and I definitely felt the difference and changed that very much. When I first met Zach, I had a TV in my closet, and I'd shut the doors, but yeah, in fact, we first started traveling with the TV, and that went after a few months. It's funny the things we end up holding on to. That was one. It appears calabaza or calabaha means from an Arabic Persian root for kora yabiza, which means dry gourd, and that comes from the Persian word for melon. Zaraboza. Interesting. I'm learning. Definitely had to look that up. Well, that is cool. I love that we can bring this in our space and learn more about etymology and all the different origins from around the world. I mean, how else would we know that? Like, literally, we come into this space and we have people from all over with different languages, different dialect, and even different, the way you speak English, Sammy, is different than the way I speak English. And it almost many ways feels like a very different language. I had a one of my stepfathers. He was from England, and there was a lot of terminologies on what he would use that were very different. Um, yeah, so you say, and I have to unplug them at night. I hear the frequencies of the cable box, and horror has never been something I can watch, so I've always avoided it. Interesting. Well, that is really good that you're keeping your space very clear and getting like you had mentioned once how keen of an ear you have to that. I too can hear like certain frequencies and like it happened like a little bit ago. There was this really high frequency and when it was one of those that they say like I think after a certain age you're not actually able to hear it, and I disagree with that. I think that we can definitely train our hearing and our senses, and as I said, every cell in our body is also keen to hearing as well because of the water that is in there, that frequency is spoken. So if you can hear that, that's really good. And I do recommend unplugging the devices. Isn't a zucchini a specific type of gourd? Yes. Yeah, I believe it is. I mean, in all the different languages that or different ways of breaking down the etymology of the word, it definitely sounds like it is a gourd. It definitely does, Willow. Zucchini does kind of remind me of a melon. Calabaza sounds like calabasa. Oh, calabasa. Thank you. Calabasa. Okay. Close. Not quite, but as I said, Paquito Espanol. Very muy Paquito Espanol. These sometimes have S sound in pronunciation. Yeah, okay, all right. I know that a lot of people called Zach Yock. I think it also kind of has maybe a Y sound. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it's what I noticed because being in Peru for the time we were. But yeah, oh, that's cool. See, sound like S's. I can remember that. Technically, no, but sort of yes. Our colloquial usage of the term points to more specific family plants derived from the gourd family. All zucchini are gourds, but not all gourds are zucchini. Okay. All right. Well, okay. That is funny. That is funny. So, how many different species of zucchini are out there? You know, like that is very fascinating. I mean, I know even like blueberries even have like a gazillion, like many different types. Like all these different plants out there definitely have a many different types. So that is fascinating. So yes and no. Willow, Zach already answered it. I also like to keep a 10-pound Himalayan salt lamp. I keep it on all night. Oh, that is good. That really can absorb a lot of that energy. So nice. 10 pounds. That's a good size one. That is awesome. I know some people will put like Himalayan salt in a pillow, like make little pillows and sleep with them in their bed, and that can really like absorb that negative energy and the ions that are in the air. And so good. Glad to hear that you're doing that. Good work on healing. But courgette and zucchini both mean little gourd. Okay, well, there you go. Balancing the TVs out, slowly trying to convince my husband to get rid of them. LOL. You know, it's kind of like if that's what they want to do, you know, that's what they want to do. And when you share a space, there definitely is there's some give and take in that and some balancing and so it is fascinating where it's like you can carry where you're like, oh, I'd like them all gone, but yeah, the TV is a funny one. Like there's many people that would like to have them, and often like our spouses. So maybe one day he'll go down that road and be like, yeah, it's time to have that go. But I definitely would say, you know, if that's what they want to do, and then what you need to do to be able to balance your space, you can only, you know, go so far, so that's good. The Z in Persian, Arabic, and some Spanish regional dictions would pronounce both the Z and S as kind of a th sound. Ah, interesting. Yes, we're getting a lesson here. I love this. Karayabitha, Arabic. Karayabitha. Cool. Karaba. Yeah. And Zabotha, Persian. Oh, Zabotha. It actually feels very different. I think, especially when it comes to Arabic, Sanskrit, and, Siddic Sanskrit definitely use the vowel sounds. In that vowel sounds, as we are learning to balance our own chakra systems, how they definitely affect you very differently. So their language really is like going through a lot of toning. So it is very interesting to say these words. It feels different to say them. I don't know if you guys get that experience when you try and say it, but it definitely, I think, especially the English language is probably the most manipulated language in existence. So it's cool to learn or speak other ones. That's why I think I permeate a lot to learning about Sanskrit and using mantras with Sanskrit. Zabotha. Cool. And Zechariah comes from the Euchariah, or the root of Eucharist, etc. Euchariah. Yeah, see, you can just see it says you. You can really get that you where it goes down to like that root. And Yuka gets that heart a lot. And Rai, I, yeah, right into yeah, right into the throat and heart. Yeah, interesting. What a beautiful name, Zach. I love your name. That is so cool. Zachary derives through modernized Hebrew from Zechariah, which is later stage of the Euchariah form of. Just switch out the TV for just switch out the TV or skill-oriented tutorials and entertain on computers instead. They will never see it coming. Wahaha. Oh, that is funny. Okay, so that wasn't connected to the last things I read, but I get. Thank you for sharing all the information about your name, Zach. And I think it also is very helpful for others to kind of learn how to like dig on your own names, because our names too are blessings and our curses. And when we're using it all the time and others are using it, it creates geometry and space around us. So what does that actually mean? And to actually do the digging of that. Um, yeah, and the internet, like definitely switching it out and using the computers, they definitely wouldn't see that coming. And there's the internet is well, it's like our baby that we are raising. There's a lot to the internet, and yeah, computers are pretty rad as I get to learn more and more through this platform and what I'm doing outside of here as well. I keep red jasper under our pillow, also filters cell phones. Oh, that is really cool. Cool, Jasmine. Thank you for sharing that. So anyone out there, red jasper also helps with clearing out those energies. And 444. Oh, awesome. Yay. Conjunct. Currently trying to get fleas off our dog. We thought it was dirt. Oh, Jasmine. Fleas hate apple cider vinegar. They literally hate it. When we had a flea outbreak, like I used to like swear by, I used to be very phobic of fleas, and it's because, well, for whatever reasons, they're asexual creatures, and that means they don't need another flea to be able to breed. And each flea, I think, lays about 1,000 eggs. At least. And so it is just constantly reproducing. But apple cider vinegar, they cannot stand the smell of it. So just spraying your critters down, your whole house down, and just keep that door open. They'll just run right out that door. I used to use this chemical from that you could only really buy at the vet. Maybe it's available on Amazon. It was called Knockout. And it would kill the fleas, and then 13 days later, you would respray because the eggs hatch after that time, and there's nothing that will kill the eggs. So it is a process of doing it twice. But the time that I ended up finding the apple cider vinegar, the last time I ever had an issue with fleas, even 13 days later, I didn't redo that treatment. But flea eggs are very fascinating because they can lay dormant for up to like 3 years, and then you can walk over it, and that friction alone can like reawaken that flea. And again, each one lays 1,000 eggs and blah, 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 blah. And so it goes. I had once cleaned the house from the fleas, used that knockout, and then I ended up moving several months later, but I hadn't sprayed down the kitty carrier. And so that I think is what reactivated the fleas that then came back into the house. So, yeah, I definitely recommend the apple cider vinegar above the knockout. I'd rather not kill the critters if we don't have to, but also doing quite that strong meditation, saying I honor that medicine, especially like when you look at flea animal medicine. I don't know if you have done this research, but I will share with you guys. Animal totem would probably be a better thing to look up because flea represents the dependent vampire who will take from those he cares about most. Flea indicates a need for darkness and can represent the people who have an aversion to light. If flea has come into your life, it might be time to retreat into shelter and take stock of your life. So definitely, Jasmine, very powerful medicine when flea comes in. Definitely knew when you're looking at the blood-sucking creatures that there's something like vampiric in your life, whether it's you or into your external reality, and guarding and protecting yourself of that. Yeah, but with the fleas, like I'm telling you, like I treated with the apple cider vinegar and see how that goes. And again, you might have to treat in 13 more days, but they do not like that smell. They do not. I have a TV, but I haven't had cable in years. Yeah, like I hadn't, yeah, I get that. Like when I was like traveling with the TV or whatever, it was like I was using it almost like a monitor. So I'd listen to like lots of documentaries and other things within the television space, but it was very much more like a monitor. Yeah. So I love apple cider vinegar. It's got hundreds of uses. It really does. It really does. I did try and treat because I saw one thing that actual houseflies did not like apple cider vinegar. I don't agree with that. It didn't feel like they gravitated more towards it. I know that fruit flies definitely love the apple cider vinegar, but I definitely went on a journey trying to figure out about the flies, and that was lavender. But there is hundreds of uses for apple cider vinegar for sure, even within our bodies. Like even drinking a little bit of the apple cider vinegar is very healthy. Oh, is Kevin in here? Did I miss Kevin? Hey, Kevin hurt his foot. Oh, hey, Kevin hurt his foot at work. Let's send him some positive energy with the meditation today. All right, let's do it. Do you know, Zach, at all what foot he ended up hurting? If it was his right or left foot? Not that it's necessarily important. I just like right and left is, past or future. And well, it could be either, but definitely we will bring in that energy for Kevin. I'm sorry to hear that Kevin has hurt his foot. That I love that. So, yeah. Sending Kevin lots and lots of love. If you hear this, Kevin, I love you, and I'm sorry to hear about your foot, but we're on a healing path, and we'll get that fixed right up. I don't know the level that you hurt your foot, but I shared the story about healing my broken foot, and it was less than 2 weeks to be able to do the healing of that. You just keep doing the work, and we're here, and we'll bring you into our beautiful meditation today. So, nope, you don't know. Okay, all right. So we'll bring Kevin in, and anything like with Gina, like definitely, I get the sense that you guys are constantly kind of having that permeate into your realities about Gina, but I like to pull her into as we create for the future. So as we think about creating for this next month, what you'd like to have coming into your life in abundance. An abundance of healing sounds great. An abundance for healing for Kevin. An abundance of healing for Gina. So just perhaps just pouring that into the space, and swirling that into the space, however you want to creatively come up with that. I think that when we're doing this meditation today, that so much of the guidance does not need to be done from me. Like, this is your creation and pulling in for your next new moon cycle. I've made suggestions of what I would recommend for you to do within that space, but I want you to see you there and love you there, and and do that. I think we should do a 3-card animal draw for this next month, and then start the meditation. Yeah, and just see what will help us, where we're at now, and what will kind of hinder us. And we will. Oh, that's so funny. 2 blank cards. Huh. 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 Hold on. I just like drew the cards, and the first 2, they just kind of pretty much fell out of the deck, which were the 2 blanks. And then the next one that came in was actually the reversed fox, and that would be the hindrance. I've never actually really had that draw. So, I'm thinking on this. I mean, this is anything is possible within this space. These are blank. There's a reason that they're blank. What will, help us? What am I intuitively getting from that space? The mirror. I think taking the time with the mirror, seeing yourself within the space, seeing yourself where you would like to be. We have so many animals that we have been bringing in, that we are ready for this. We are ready for the new moon. We have been building for that. And the thing that would be hindering us would just be the fox. This is our blank slate. This is our blank slate where we begin. It's the new beginnings. It's the new moon. Cool. All right, well, let's read the fox. Let's see what the fox has to say. What does the fox say? What is that song? That silly song. 25. That's really a cool draw, actually. It is. It is building our space. So camouflage. So fox, where are you? Under the ferns, becoming the forest, so I can learn? Are you watching invisible to me, trying to teach me to become a tree? So the wily fox has many allies in the woodlands, including the foliage, which offers protection and much medicine. Fox is seemingly able to vanish amidst the lush undergrowth of the forests. This flora is Fox's ally. The ability to meld into one's surroundings and be unnoticed is a powerful gift when one is observing the activities of others. Another natural gift of fox is the ability to adapt to winter by changing color, like the chameleon. Its rich white winter coat allows fox to blend into the snow when the leaves no longer linger. Fox medicine involves adaptability, cunning, observation, integration, and swiftness of thought and action. I think all of those are excellent in building skills, you guys. The adaptability, cunning, observation, integration, swiftness of thought, and action. These traits may also include quick decisiveness and sure-footedness in the physical world. Fox's ability to be unseen allows it to be the protector of the family unit. If danger arises, Fox is Johnny on the spot. Nani Waya, great spirit in the Choctaw language or tongue, honors Fox with the duty of keeping the family together and safe. This is accomplished through Fox's ability to observe undetected without making others self-conscious. Fox is always concerned with the safety of family members and is an excellent talisman for those traveling far afield. If Fox has chosen to share its medicine with you, it is a sign that you are to become like the wind, which is unseen, yet able to weave into and through any location or situation. You would be wise to observe the acts of others rather than their words at this time. Use your cunning nature in a positive way. Keep silent about who and what and why you are observing. In learning the art of camouflage, you need to test your abilities to pull this off. It's kind of interesting, the camouflage and then the blank cards. One test or exercise that may be helpful to you is deciding to be invisible. In doing this exercise, you might try to visualize your body as a part of your surroundings, full of the colors of the location you are in. See yourself in the mind's eye, moving with stealth and grace, unheeded by others. If you do it right, it works. You can leave a party unnoticed to become as unobtrusive as a piece of furniture, watching the developing drama of the subjects you are studying. While learning from Fox, you might also gain confidence in your ability to know instantly what will happen next. After observing for a while, you will become aware of the certain predictability in given situations and be able to quickly make your move. So it's really saying seeing the cycles. Fox medicine teaches the art of oneness through its understanding of camouflage. This applies on all levels, from rocks to God. With Fox medicine, you are being asked to see all types of uses for oneness. Much like the clowns at the rodeo, Fox can keep the raging bull from stampeding a friend or family member. Fox can use silly tactics as a brilliant camouflage move. No one could guess the sly power behind such ingenious maneuvers. I like it. Now, this card was also pulled contrary. So this is the card in the position that it was what would hinder us. But also what can hinder us on knowing this is what can also help us. So knowing that we did pull the help card as being the blank, this is the camouflage, right? So here we go into the contrary. So this is the hindering. Watch out for Wily Fox if this card has appeared reversed. Someone may be watching you and trying to figure out your next move. If you look deeper, however, it may be that you are watching yourself to prove to yourself that you exist. If you have become a wallflower to the point of disappearing, you may need to decide that you are worth noticing. Contrary Fox is as foolish as it is cunning, and you may have fooled yourself into believing that your low self-esteem is due to your being born plain or having an ordinary life. This is camouflage, and of a different sort, is in that you have camouflaged your true desire to experience life with friends, with joy, and with purpose. I tripped on that because I think that is also a message for me. In any case, you are put on notice to be aware of the apathy and self-induced boredom. You may have to dig deeply to find what excites you enough to scurry across the wasteland of your dulled senses and live. Contrary Fox may also be telling you that you have become too visible in climbing to a place of recognition. Oftentimes, the envy of jealousness of others is thrown in your face. If you are feeling attacked, withdraw. It may be time to assume the attitude of the hermit and deck yourself in the cloak of invisibility. To write contrary Fox in this situation, call on Armadillo and name your boundaries. Then call on the family's protector to show you the art of camouflage. Once you have the line of attack, you can resume the role of being your foxy self. Become Fox and feel the joy of knowing the playground of your life. You may just find the chicken coop full of intriguing morsels of delight. Oh, I really like that. I really like that. How fun was that? What a fun little twist that was. The art of camouflage, bringing it in, creating with blank slates. And they're like portals too. You know, we have two different portals that come into play, and technically a hidden third right there as a fox comes into that space. Yeah. Interesting. So cool. So I love that this is the medicine coming in, the art of camouflage as you are navigating this next phase of your reality. And I don't think it's so far off because right now, like even astrologically, those that are in ignorance of astrologically what's going on, well, you might have some interesting energies permeating around your reality and being able to observe that and also being able to observe yourself and how you are navigating. So I like that. that fox medicine coming in. It is super rad, and having that blank slate. So really, with this meditation, this is going to be a space where you get to create, you get to work on. And again, I like the breath work where we breathe in through our nose and out through our nose and slough that off out through our feet and our root system. I think that is awesome. Building the Merkaba around you. This is your protective layer so that you can travel these dimensional planes with protection and guidance within your space you built. And then the toroidic field of energy around you, permeating that out into your auric field, out into all areas and aspects, and then bringing it back in. It's just this constant whoop, 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 working system. And so what it is that you would like to have for your ultimate future 10 years from now. And then what it is you want 1 month from now. Where do you want to see yourself 1 month from now? And what is it going to take in order for you to get that? What does it look like on a daily basis when you wake up in the morning? What are you doing all throughout your day when you go to bed at night? This is why the power of the fox, and we'll call the fox in, is going to help guide us in understanding how to navigate those next planes. It is awesome. And it is our new creation within our new portal space. It is fresh. It is awesome. I'm going to read what Sammy said. We have all been emptying all our crap. We are blank slates. Yes. Yes. We are building now, and it is really rad to be able to have this space. Sammy, I love you so much. You're awesome. I also pulled links this morning, and it was secrets, but I have no clue what it means and how the fleas have come. Well, Jasmine, there definitely is some very powerful medicine that is in your life right there. And I would recommend sitting and doing some meditation on both those things. But there definitely is some vampiric aspects happening within your life and your space, whether it is within you or whether it is in your external reality. There's a reason that you have the vampire medicine there. And then also secrets. There are secrets afoot. There's a fox that was pulled. So having the camouflage and pulling in that medicine. So even for you, I mean, it's interesting that you had kind of like a 2-card draw today where you have the medicine of the fleas and you have the medicine of the lynx, and here comes your third, right? So there's a lot of aspects there. So within your space as well, pulling in and connecting, because or connecting with these animals, connecting with the lynx and connecting with those fleas, it will bring you answers. And then also taking your domain, protecting your domain. That's what I really loved about what Frank and Paula were talking about, where he communed with the ant, and then also giving like the sacrifice outside, right? Where he was like here, and he was throwing food out in the back of his yard for the ants, saying, I will supply you this. And so finding, what it is that they're looking for in that space, and, perhaps, creating a relationship with that. So, but asking them, to leave, that they're not able to be in this space just with the flies. You're now annoying my dog, and that's not okay. Or you're annoying my child, or me, it's not okay. And you take that power back. But especially, within this meditation, I want to keep it where you are building you and what you would like to see within yourself, igniting and growing in the self-love and the balancing and the liberation and the healing and the no more pain, and whatever else you fill in the blanks. So love and healing for Kevin, love and healing for Gina, love and healing for all of us. Yes, I'm going to hold that message up. And so, yes, within this space, connect the helixing ladder-like DNA wires to that of the moon, that of the sun, that of the fox. And Jasmine, again, that's up to you if you want to pull in those other, or you guys, you can pull in whatever creatures you want. This is your space, but really it is about you loving yourself. So we will start out with setting your intentions for the month. start out with you again, like the box within the void, going and putting your selves, that you, those masks, those part of you, the shadow selves, the things that you would like to let go of, the chronic pains, whatever is there, the gossips, other people that might be plaguing your mind, and go put them in that box, and you go play with yourself in this space. And you can bring others in, like Sammy, Gary can come in and play, that you can bring them in, and Jasmine, whatever you want, but what you want that future to be. But what is it you will be doing? What are you as you? How are you feeling? What does that experience seem like? If you want to be the best mother, what does that actually feel like, and what does that actually mean? And really kind of do that work within that space, which I would like to be able to more just not give. I would like to just play my flute while you guys are doing this, and while we're building and constructing together. So, like I said, the wire systems, the root systems coming out your feet, sloughing off any of the negative energy that you may be experiencing. Well, I said all the things. So take that, and then we can all go play together. And I really, really love this. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and get seated or lie down. And we'll just start with syncing our breaths with one another. So we're going to just breathe in through our nose and out through our nose. In through our nose and out through our nose. And allowing the body to just calm and rest. How can you rest it even more, your body? And calm your space even more. I love you, and now I will begin. Fox, where are you? Under the ferns, becoming the forest, so I can learn. Are you watching, invisible to me, trying to teach me to become a tree? You are all so beautiful. You are strong, and you are vibrant, and you are majestic. All that you ever desire is right there within you. I love you within this space, and I love you outside of this space, because you are love. That beautiful life, the one you are building, you have all of the answers now on how to get that. It's listening to the next indicated step. I am proud of you. I am grateful for you. These are beautiful words to tell yourself. Love. Love is the answer. Being kind and caring to you so that you can be kind and caring to your reality. The universe is conspiring to be with you and build with you all that you dream. Only you, though, can take that next indicated step that will be presented. And all the answers are there. All the solutions lie within the riddle. So thank you to you, and thank you to the fox, and thank you to the moon, and to the sun, and thank you to Gina, and thank you to Kevin. I see Kevin's foot healing, and I see Gina healing, and I see Sammy and Jasmine and Robert all within this space. I see Zachary too. And I see so many more. Willow. Oh, sweet Willow. I see a magnificent tree that has been planted within our space. And I see rose gardens of love and healing. I see the power of the miracles and the mechanics and the magic within this space. Everything is possible within the void, within your world, if you only believe. And I love you. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Our breath is so powerful, bringing in the oxygen in order for our minds to be clear. Breathing prana. Breathing the life within you. Isn't it beautiful? The space you are creating. The space we are creating. Beautiful work. Beautiful for coming here and all abundance comes freely flowing through us. Energy flows without restriction. We always have twice as much as we need. And the answers are always here. You are the receiver. You need not struggle because you are that receiver. All of the answers are here. And now we code and reprogram our vessels and our hearts and minds and receive the information of what's the next indicated step through your hearts. And your hearts have wings. You have wings. So beautiful. Flying out your loving energy out into your auric field, out into your universe as far as you can see, and bringing it back inside of you, out and in and out. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. Now take your right hand and place it over your heart and make the vow to commit to you. You are your higher self. You are hired. Love you here. And take the next indicated step. Logic, creativity, mind. It's all inside of you. Love yourself. Take your left hand and place it over your right, over your heart. Receiving and giving. Giving and receiving. In the healthiest of flows. Circle this energy inside and circle it out into your auric field and out as far as it can go and back in. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. You are magnificent. Now, come back to your space. Come back to here. When you are ready, open your eyes. And we're going to give each other the biggest hugs. Wrap your arms around yourself. You are so awesome. And you are so loved. I share my love with you freely, without restrictions. And I love me, and I love you. And I am so grateful that you're here. And I am so grateful that I am here. It's a beautiful balance of symbiosis. The creation of my external reality meets my internal reality as I speak to you. Feel the oxytocin flowing through your veins. It is released without restriction, even with a hug from yourself. Isn't it grand? You are quite the creator. And I send now so much love to Gina, and so much love to Kevin. And Sammy, your face just keeps popping into. I know that the three of you guys are going through physical pains and ailments that you are navigating. You are strong and you are powerful. And when you look back on today, you'll go, holy shit, I was a fucking badass, because you are. And you heal yourself and you meet yourself. I love each and every one of you, and that you are doing your own healing. And anybody that is going through also physical pains that might not have been mentioned, I feel that too. But that is what is healing, when we keep doing this internal work and you keep that belief in you, because you are strong enough to get through anything. There is nothing that has killed you so far, because you're badass and you got through that, and you can get through this. And this next month, this portal, this Z pinch, this new reality, you just take it with grace. Listen to the next step. All of us, spoken to all. I think that is all I have to share with you today. If there's anything you want to add before I close out, I sure do love you guys, and I sure am grateful that you show up inside this space and that you take this time for you. And you're very welcome, Joey. I love you very much, and I had such wonderful dialogue with you today, and I'm very grateful for that. And I'm grateful to be in this space, this physical realm, sharing it with you. It's rad. It's rad when you actually start to build friends and get to feel what that actually feels like. And that's what we are all building together, guys, when we build that self-love. So, thank you. Thank you for being here, being part of this journey, and building your future within this space. Okay. Goodbye. I love you. I will see you again in here hopefully tomorrow and later on for Zach and Aaron's show. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, night, morning, whatever time it is where you are. I love you.